I convinced my sister she's being haunted by a goose because I kept pranking her with a rubber duck. My sister has a weird childhood fear of geese. After we moved in together, I got this squeaky rubber duck as a joke. One night, I put it in her shower, and before she got home, when she screamed, I ran in and was like, "What? I didn't hear anything." This became a thing. I hid it in her purse, her shoe, once duct taped it under her desk so it squeaked when she rested her knee. Every time, she'd get more freaked out and I'd play dumb. She started telling people the apartment had a weird energy and a presence. She bought sage. The other night, I found her Googling, "Can geese be ghosts?" She was dead serious. I've created a supernatural waterfowl conspiracy in my own home, and now I can't tell her the truth without breaking her brain. I think I have to let her believe in the ghost goose forever. Someone said, "Don't you think the joke has gone on for a little too long? Time for that goose to fly south." So Nod said, "Gotta love people's brains. The obvious logical explanation is that someone's pranking you with a duck, but nope, just go straight into a ghost goose that has chosen to manifest itself by teleporting a squeaky plastic duck around." Regardless, I think it's time to arrange for the sage to work. Someone said, "Peak sibling energy." Someone else said, "This is hilarious. Don't let it go on too long. You don't want to traumatize her too much." Someone else said, "There's nothing weird or childish about being afraid of geese. Geese are universally some of the worst, meanest people on earth." I hope she's doing okay. I'm obsessed with the girl my boyfriend cheated on me with. My boyfriend of 4 years cheated on me with someone online through TikTok. They never met, they just talk online, which is so dumb to me. Anyways, I know I'm not gay, and for some dumb reason, I still love my boyfriend. But one, I wasn't upset that he cheated. Two, I became obsessed with her. Basically, once it started, a week later, I added her back on his account. I started talking to her, pretending to be him. We low key formed a deep connection, and I was getting like butterflies talking to her. He knew I was doing this, and he kept begging me to stop. But I kept guilt tripping him, saying stuff like, "You cheated. This is how I get over it." Anyways, she ended up liking talking to me more than my boyfriend, but she doesn't know. At first, it wasn't sexual, but then kind of turned into it. We talked so much that there was too many chats for my boyfriend to even realize what we were saying. Anyways, I would make my boyfriend call her and I would go down on him during their call. And I really liked it. With the fact that she thinks he wants her, but I have him. We messaged constantly and she even said, "I really love you." This went on for 3 to 4 months. And me and my boyfriend were still dating. She started to send like spicy pics, not fully nudes, but like bikini pics. And I would pleasure myself. But I'm not attracted to like any other girl. It's just her because we would talk about everything all the time. I started to act like a crazy jealous boyfriend with her. And we would have fights on her taking pics with boys. And she would have fights when she saw pics of my boyfriend with other girls. These pics were his girl cousins, but I would lie and tell her it was friends. Anyways, my boyfriend ended up asking for a breakup because of all the problems in our relationship. And as soon as he did that, I genuinely stopped caring about her. Like she was nothing. Just didn't even think about her at all. She was crying and begging for him back, even though it was me, and saying she was heartbroken. I even sent her flowers this one time. Oh, but genuinely, when I realized my relationship was badly on the line, I dropped her like nothing. Like I genuinely never cared. I think I told myself like, well, that's what she gets for talking to someone with a girlfriend. This is payback. Because at first I started talking to her because I wanted to know all the details of what they said, because he deleted a lot of messages. And then it just spiraled into something. I don't know. I just need opinions. Has anyone ever felt this way? Probably not to this extreme, but somewhat. Someone said, "You sound too young to be in a relationship at all." Someone said, "Isn't it ironic when you say, well, that's what you get for taking a boy with a girlfriend? It's payback." The original poster said, "Well, thank you all for your responses. This made me confirm to never say this out loud to anyone because confessions equals judgment, which is fair. And no, this was not made up. I genuinely did this and I just want opinions and I got exactly that. LOL." Yeah, there's a lot of mean comments. Someone said, "Close the casket. Literacy is dead and buried." Oh, but she did misspell, or like not misspell, but like shorten it. Like probably would be probs, stuff like that. Yeah, people were just kind of like, I guess, making fun of her language or how she spoke. If you want people to take you seriously, learn how to communicate. Not too many comments on actually what she did though. My client's husband hired me to test if she'd cheat. She didn't. Now he's my regular instead. So I'm a male escort. Have been for about 4 years, mostly women, sometimes couples, sometimes guys. I've seen some weird crap, but this one, I keep thinking about it. Like 8 months ago, this guy messages me. I will call him David. He wants to pay me to hit on his wife at a hotel bar. He's convinced she's cheating on him and wants to catch her, I guess. Said he'd pay double my normal rates just to flirt with her and see what happens. I told him it was a bad idea. Asked why he didn't just hire a private investigator like a normal person. He said he needed to see it for himself. I didn't push it. Money's money. So I go to the bar. She's there. Mid 40s, attractive, drinking gin and tonic. I do my thing, buy her a drink, make conversation, whatever. She's friendly, but after 20 minutes, she shows her wedding ring and says something like, I'm really flattered, but I'm happily married. That was it. Finished her drink and left. I called David after and tell him. Thought he'd be relieved, but just got really quiet. And he started asking all these questions, like, what exactly did I say to her? How did she look at me when I leaned in? Did she touch her hair? What was she wearing? He wanted every detail. Then he asked if I'd meet him for a drink to talk about it more. I said sure. We ended up at his hotel room that night. I don't really know how to explain it other than something about the whole situation flipped a switch in him, like something he'd been pushing down for a long time, maybe forever. Sorry if this is something that doesn't make sense. I'm not good at explaining this stuff. Anyways, that was 8 months ago. He sees me every other Tuesday now, tells his wife it's a work thing, some kind of client dinner that runs late. She doesn't question it. Still married, still hasn't told her. I don't think he ever will. What gets me is he talks about her constantly, how much he loves her, how she's his best friend, how he'd never leave. He just wanted something that she couldn't give him. His words, not mine. She never found out she passed his little test, and she definitely doesn't know what her husband's been doing every other Tuesday since. I don't know why I'm writing this. This job is just weird sometimes. Someone said he may love her, but he doesn't look like he respects her. How can you call her his best friend while doing that? Someone else said, dang, that's heavy. Dude basically used you to discover himself, and now his wife is completely in the dark about both things. The irony of him testing her loyalty while he's the one who ended up crossing lines is wild. Someone else said, just because she blew you off doesn't mean she isn't cheating. Could just be that you're not her type, came across wrong, or she saw through you. I mean, why is she drinking at a bar by herself? What is she doing those Tuesdays? Or maybe she knew what was going on and that's why she was at the bar. And the setup was either so she could see who was going to be railing her husband, or it's all part of his sick and twisted fantasy. The best tea I have heard from my work. Why would you do that? I don't really have anyone to tell, so here you go, Reddit. I work at a WH Smith's and a service station in the UK. There have been some rumors about my manager. Let's call her Sarah, and one of the Macy's managers, let's call him Joe, floating around. But I didn't know anything about it, so I moved on with my life. I closed on Christmas with Sarah. She brought her husband and daughter with her to grab food on the way home. I also closed with Sarah on New Year's Eve. However, this time Joe was with her. The whole time they were calling each other baby, darling, honey, etc. Then they leave together in the same car. Well, tomorrow my manager is starting the stock take for the store, so she came in tonight to get a few last things sorted. Joe was with her, and they went into the back office to do the invoices. We also managed the gambling room, and our cash machine broke earlier in the day. Sarah said she would fix it when she came in. A guy asked if the cash machine was going to be fixed today, as he has won a bunch of money. So I texted Sarah asking if it could be fixed soon and tell the customer she will reply in a bit, so he wanders off. But she didn't reply. The customer comes back a little later asking about the cash machine, so I pressed the call manager announcement button since we aren't allowed to leave the store. and I was going to ask if someone could grab my manager from the back office. My manager comes out and sorts that out, goes back to the office, finishes what she was doing, asks me to start the stock take, and leaves. The night shift lady comes in and immediately asks me, have I heard anything about Sarah and Joe? Which I hadn't. So she tells me that Sarah and Joe had been doing it in the back office earlier. Why the F would you F your affair partner in the back office at your workplace where people can come in and out of all the time? This is generally the most exciting thing that has happened to me at work since my last manager quit without telling anyone. I thought we were the normal store in the station, but apparently not. Sorry if this was a mess to read. It's just so funny. I had to tell someone. Someone said, bro, the audacity to be shagging in the back office while you're literally calling for manager assistance. That poor husband probably thinks she's just working late doing invoices when she's really doing Joe from Macy's. At least you got some proper workplace drama to spice up the WHS Smith grind. Someone else said, I am so invested in this story. I need to know the outcome. Do you think they will fire them? Do you have any friends that can contact the husband and tell him? He truly deserves to know.